What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Sean from 4GLU, 4 Geeks Like You, and you're now tuned into my review of Doctor Who, Series 7, Episode 13, titled The Name of the Doctor. Let's go. Alright, so this episode started off pretty cool. You have Clara who's falling throughout space and time, and the scene starts off with her talking to the first Doctor, William Hartnell. And it was a pretty cool scene. You know, she tells him, hey, you know what? You shouldn't take that TARDIS. You should take this one because this one suits you more. And it was pretty cool. You start seeing her through, through the Asylum of the Daleks, different scenes with, the snowman scene, snowman episode. And it was like, okay, at first you're thinking, okay, Clara's a Time Lord, but again, it's explained towards the end. Now, the core of this episode is that there's a meeting going on. It's between Strax, Madame Vostra, Ginny, River Song, and Clara. And at the meeting, um, Ginny is killed by the Whispermen. They're these dudes they're like shapeshifters. So what happens is that everybody snaps up out of this meeting because they're there mentally. Their physical bodies are lying down or sitting still in a specific spot, but mentally they're there. So they have to wake themselves up, and the doctor, Clara tells the doctor that hey, we have to go to Trenzalore. We have to go there. He's kind of a little bit sketchy, like I don't think I'm gonna go there, but hey, you know what? I have to save my friends, so we're out. They go to Trenzalore. And you see River Song's grave. You see the Doctor's grave, which he's been buried or placed inside the TARDIS. That's his grave. And the main villain, besides the Whispermen, is actually um, Dr. Simeon from the Snowman special, the Christmas special. But it's not actually Dr. Simeon. It's the Great Intelligence. So he's inside Dr. Simeon's body, which he shows us when he freaking rips off his his face and there's like nothing there. So it was like, oh, okay, so you're technically a Whisper Man thingy. Okay. So, to skip forward a bit, because I don't want to drag it out too much, drag this review out too much. To skip forward a bit, they go inside the Doctor's grave. And the Great Intelligence is basically here, and you see the Doctor's body. It's sort of like an astral kind of effect or whatnot, because it's not his physical body. It's more like a light that represents the Doctor's time stream, you can say. So the Great Intelligence is like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go inside here, and I'm gonna rearrange everything that you did. That means every life that you save, I'm gonna kill. Every planet you saved, I'm gonna destroy. So he actually goes inside. I was like, holy shit, okay. So he starts rearranging things within the Doctor's history. And technically, he's killing off the Doctors one by one by one. It's like, wow, like he's really doing this. So you see, like, the stars start disappearing. Friends that are friends become foes. And it's getting all crazy and shit. And what happens is that Clara figures out, she comes to the conclusion that, hey, you know what? I'm the impossible girl. I have to go in and save the Doctor. That's my duty. Since I've been in places where the Doctor was, because later on, earlier in the episode, she started to remember, that she was at these places, and that conversation that she had with the Doctor inside the journey to the center of the TARDIS starts to come back to her. So she's like, all right, well, I guess that I'm here to save you. Always, I have to be here to save you. So she goes and inside the wound that they call it, and she's trying to fix things. And pretty much she thinks, hey, you know what? This is going to be the last time I see the Doctor, technically, because River basically breaks down that your atoms basically expand. Millions of atoms are inside the human body, and expand throughout different timelines, but you're always going to connect with the Doctor. Hence why she's always meeting the Doctor throughout different timelines, different time periods, and meeting each Doctor. By the way, there is a little something about River. Again, I don't want to really touch on that because I don't want to make that too spoilerific. But yeah. Anyway, she goes inside. She's trying to find, what to do, but she's kind of lost. And the Doctor's like, he gets all back, gets his strength back, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go in and save Clara. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going in to save her. And he goes in to save Clara. And when he goes in, before he goes in, she starts to see like the Doctors running past her and talking, hearing the voices and whatnot. And she's like, oh, okay, I remember you, I remember you, remember you, remember you. And then when the Doctor comes in, he comes in to save her. He's like, come to my voice. I'm trying to get to the awesome part that everybody just wants to see, wants to hear. And when he gets to her, she's like, wait, there's one more person over there. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like I said, it's just me inside here. But she's like, I didn't see that form before. And it's this guy who's like facing, like, it looks like destruction. Like just total destruction. And he's like just staring over there in the corner. And, she's like, all right. He's like, yeah, all right, Matt Smith is like, hey, you know what, forget it. Just come with me and we're out. So as he's about to go, the voice or the man says, everything that I did, along the lines of like, everything I did, because it had to be done. And the Doctor, Matt Smith, is like, yeah, you did, but not in the name of the Doctor. Meaning that your name wasn't Doctor yet. You're me before I became the Doctor. So when the man turns around, it's John Hurt. And then it says John Hurt as the Doctor. You're like, holy shit, let's go. Wow. So you know what role John Hurt is playing now, which is pretty damn awesome. But I just want to see what exactly he's going to bring, because we know that the Doctor, we know a bit about his past, his destruction of Gallifrey, his destruction of the Daleks. We know about all of that, wiping out the Time Lords, blah, blah, blah. But what I want to see exactly if there's something hidden between that. Like, I want to see what was the reason. Like, we know what it was technically, but I want to see it in action. Maybe there's something else too, man, because remember, the Doctor said he did have a kid at one point. I want to see exactly what happened with that. Maybe they're going to tie that in with John Hurt's storyline, or him being in the 50th anniversary special. But overall, this was a pretty cool episode. It started off kind of slow, but then it picked up. Now, one of my main dislikes is that I wanted them, when Ginny actually, Ginny died. And when she died, I was like, okay, this is starting to mean something because people are dying. But then they brought her back, and I was like, what? But why, man? Like, it's sort of, it had Madame Vostra, in this mold where she was like, but I could see little things of why they didn't kill it off. Maybe between her and the relationship of Madame Vostra, people would have said something like, oh, you're killing off. But anyway, overall, it's a good episode. I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5. But John, you know what? Yeah. And when John Hurt came out, I was like, yes, man. I mean, the guy was he did the dragon voice in Merlin, man. He did a whole bunch of stuff. He's a great actor, but wow. Can't wait for the 50th anniversary. What do you guys think? Do you think that John Hurt, as a Doctor, is going to be the main villain here? Do you think he's going to rip shit up in the second one? What do you think the purpose of him being in the 50th anniversary is going to be? And do you think we'll see more of the Doctor's past? Do you think we'll actually see what happened that made him switch to the Doctor, or they're just going to, like, talk about it? Let me know below, guys. And again, this is Sean for 4GLU, 4 Geeks Like You. Stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a good one.